In the hood,
That don't
let me
mean
tell you
nothing.
one thing about the hood. When you in the hood, you 15, 16, you're a teenager. Teenager, no matter what they say. 19 is a kid. So if you fuck with a 15, 16-year-old girl in a reality game, that's not wrong. What the fuck is you talking about? Y'all ass so fucking goofy. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all so motherfucking goofy, man. Do you know that they sold our motherfucking grandparents, grandmas at 13 to 30 years old and shit? Y'all know what rape? Hey, do y'all know what rape is? A pedophile is? A grown man, me right now, at 33, fucking with a 15-year-old. If I'm
All right, so basically, this is a video that I seen earlier today, and it kind of, I don't know. It just gave me food for thought. Now, King Yella used to be a Chicago rapper. I've been aware of him for like 10 years now. Since Chicago became really really popular online and made this crazy online presence. In 2012, and he's one of those faces. On a GD side of things. You know what I mean? Now he's a vlogger, pretty successful vlogger, and that's what's up. But um, basically, he must have told some story about him messing around with a 15-year-old when he was 19, and basically when he received backlash, uh, he said it was all right. He was saying that basically in the hood that's a normal thing. You know what I mean? And that if you check the records and go back to the slavery days or whatever, that's something that happened to our ancestors. Now, I don't really know. See, when it comes, when when it comes to that particular claim, they sold our grandparents at 13. I don't think he means our grandparents. I think he means going back to the slavery days, our ancestors who were enslaved. Maybe that's what he's talking about, because it doesn't really make sense that our grandparents were born into a free world. You know what I mean? So I think he meant back in the slavery days. And yeah, there are reports of things like that happening to teenage girls. I mean, they were slaves, so they weren't people; they were property. You understand? So yes, of course, teenage girls were sexually violated by grown men back in those days, because teenage black girls were not considered human; they were considered property, and that's what a slave is. You know what I mean? But I don't know what his purpose of saying that was. You know what I mean? I guess he's trying to equate what he did with real rape. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. When I was 19, I was actually at a community college, and I was dating a girl that was 17 and a half. Meaning, I don't even know if hold on. Actually, I met her 10 days for her 18th birthday. So when I first met her, I had just turned 18. No, 19. October 3rd. I must have met her like around Halloween, and her birthday was like November 6th, something like that. So she turned like 18 as soon as I met her, within like a week or two or something like that. So yeah, but as far as like being 19 and dating a 15-year-old, Yellow was like, in the hood that's a common occurrence, and that's not. And I guess not just. I guess he feels like that's not wrong, whether it's coming from the hood perspective or anywhere else in life. But at the end of the day, that's like, if my girl, she was, this girl that I'm talking about was 17 in college. She was a freshman, starting her first year at a community college, and eventually she went on to a 4-year school. But she was 17 in college. You know what I mean? I was 19 as a freshman. So because I had to start school late because my birthday, because I was born in October, I had to. I was like held back for a year or something like that. I couldn't go to kindergarten or first. However it works, my birthday prevented me from being in the right grade because I had to start school a year afterwards or something like that, right? So I've always been a year older than my peers in high school, in K through 12. But yeah, like I said, man, um, 15 years. If I When I was 19, I mean, come on, I definitely looked at 15-year-old girls as babies. You know what I'm saying? I look at them as babies. I mean, I wouldn't have crossed that line when I was 19. I never dated a girl that was under I mean, I don't know, you know, because at 15, you're like a 10th grader, right? Or something like that. You're supposed to be in the 10th grade. I was 15 in the ninth grade, but like I said, because of my birthday, I couldn't go to school on time, you know? So I was 15 in the ninth grade. Everybody else was 14. You had a couple other people who were 15 because their birthday fell. And, you know, it was something about your birthday. And if your birthday fell at a certain period of time, and like in the fall, whenever, at the end of the year, you had to wait to go to school or something like that. So it was a couple of us that were 15 in the ninth grade. Most people were 14, right? So you're normally 15 as a sophomore in high school. So at 19, generally speaking, you're like a sophomore in college. So a sophomore in college dating a sophomore in high school, I think that's crazy. But one thing I can say is King Yella is right. In the hood, that is a common occurrence. I mean, when I was young, and I'm talking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11 years old, 12, 13, 14, I lived in the hood. And guys would come, like grown guys that were like in their 20s and late teens would actually come, you know, some guys even in their 30s would come spend the middle school parking lot to try to parking lot pimp the girls. You know what I mean? They would come through in their vehicles. They had nice cars and stuff like that, and they would slide through the middle school. I mean, it was like, and rappers used to rap about it. Like Too Short, like when he was in his early 20s, he used to rap about pulling up at high schools. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, it was a normal thing back then in the hood, yeah, and probably in society in general, yeah. Grown guys used to mess around with high school girls. At a certain point in time, that wasn't taboo. You know what I mean? Like I said, I saw it in the hood, so I know King Yella is right about that. That's something that happened a lot in the hood back in the days. But as far as modern day times, everybody knows that's flat out wrong. But yeah, back in the days, in the not late in the 90s and stuff like that, it was common for me to see grown-ups coming to try to pimp on the young girls, man. And back then, we didn't really think much of it because we couldn't put it into the proper context, but it was wrong. And people are more aware of that now. Back then, it seemed like it was normal for a 20-year-old man, 21-year-old man, a rapper or something like that, to rap about the fact that, yeah, I'm driving my nice car to these high schools and I'm parking lot pimping, you know, trying to get the girls. It was a normal thing for grown men to try to pimp on, you know, try to get young girls in high school. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, you know. So I can vouch for him saying that when he says that was a common thing in the hood. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I think that's crossing the line myself. Being 19, dating a 15-year-old is definitely wrong. And Yella has like 10 kids, he says, and I'm pretty sure he has some daughters. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't like that. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that's crossing the line? Peace.